Not everyone who says Lord walks in truth. Some people don't follow God, they use God. They tend to use scripture taken out of context and use religion as moral camouflage. They claim Christian identity while living in contradiction. This is truth versus hypocrisy. It's how verses are cherry-picked to justify cruelty and avoid accountability. They are quick to notice the faults of others while totally ignoring their own.
Truth is, most people use biblical manipulation as power and use religion as a tool for dominance, for ego, for image management. They are big on spiritual gaslighting, performative righteousness, and moral superiority complexes. And then there's contradictory Christianity people who say, I love God, but hate or despise their parents, siblings, or friends with no remorse. Gossip, slander, and spiritually assassinate others. Refuse reconciliation unless it's on their terms. But you call it what it is, faith without fruit. Your fruits will always reflect your life, period.
This is for people who are tired of watching scripture twisted into a shield for cruelty. If you claim God but hate people, avoid accountability, and weaponize forgiveness, then this might offend you. And if it does, good. Because that is false light. If you tend to say, God told me. God told me to cut them off. God told me to speak that truth. God told me to distance myself. God told me to say what I said. But if it causes harm instead of good, then nope, God did not tell you, you did, because God would never tear down and not rebuild. Most of you do just that. Tear down people but never build them back up. That's not God, that's just you using God to cover your judgment.
Let's be clear. God does not instruct people to mentally, spiritually, or verbally destroy others. If what you call obedience leaves a trail of damage, confusion, and humiliation behind you, then you didn't hear God. You heard ego, you heard fear, you heard justification. Because God does not contradict his own nature. The wisdom that comes from above is first pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. I have to say that again, like peace-loving, full of mercy, good fruit. It's not putting out negative energy and leaving it out there unresolved. If your word from God produced cruelty, arrogance, or emotional violence, and then it wasn't divine.
Spiritual harm can be insidious, often masked by claims of divine authority. Some individuals don't resort to physical violence. Instead, they use words to manipulate and control. By framing their destructive actions as righteous, they create an illusion of moral superiority. This is particularly dangerous because it turns disagreement into rebellion and questioning into disobedience. When pain is labeled as God's will, it distorts faith into a tool for control rather than a source of love and understanding. Recognizing this manipulation is crucial for protecting oneself and others from spiritual harm.
Let's talk about something people excuse far too easily. Mean-spirited people of faith. Not firm, not discerning, not honest. Mean. Sharp tongues, cold hearts, smug certainty. People who call cruelty truth. People who call arrogance boldness. People who call lack of compassion obedience. Here's the truth nobody wants to sit with. If your faith made you mean, something went wrong. Because God does not produce bitterness. He does not cultivate contempt. And he does not mature people into emotional bullies.
The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Gentleness, not weakness, not silence, but gentleness. So if someone claims to walk in the Spirit but leaves people feeling smaller, shamed, or spiritually inferior, that's not fruit, that's rot. Because some people aren't bold for God, they're bitter with Scripture. They don't correct to restore, they correct to dominate. They don't speak truth in love, they speak truth without love, and then blame the listener for bleeding. But truth without love isn't righteousness. It's violence with verses.
If Jesus were walking today, let me tell you who he wouldn't sound like. He wouldn't sound like mean-spirited Christians and Catholics. And that's uncomfortable, because the people Jesus confronted the hardest were the most religious in the room. The Pharisees knew Scripture. They quoted it fluently. They followed rules meticulously. And Jesus didn't call them holy. He called them dangerous. That's the core problem. They were technically right and spiritually wrong. Because they enforced rules without compassion and used God to elevate themselves above everyone else. It's called self-righteousness.
Religion can provide status, as in, I'm chosen, superiority, as in, I'm saved, you're lost, and exemption, as in, God knows my heart. This allows someone to judge without self-reflection, dominate without guilt, excuse behavior they condemn in others. That's not faith. That's ego wearing sacred language.